Okay, first question. So here we go.
Hi, Dinesh and Debbie. My name is Austin, and I'm an aspiring filmmaker from Georgia. My writing partner and I have written some projects, but we're most excited about a conservative show concept we're finalizing this week. From a story standpoint, it compares the analogies of a famous book's warnings to the current reality of the United States. Anyway, we would love to know, how did you conceive the idea to make 2016 Obama's America with no filmmaking experience? And how did you get those who are willing to help you make it, such as funding, filmmaking, etc.? Because we're looking for that help too.
Well, the in my case, the idea of making the film arose out of a book that I had already published called The Roots of Obama's Rage. So I felt that I had a powerful new insight into Obama, and that would be intriguing as a film. Now, the conventional view of Obama was he was kind of a civil rights guy. He came out of the kind of tradition of Selma and Montgomery, the Martin Luther King tradition. And my point was, no, Obama, it's not that he was born abroad, but he comes from a foreign perspective. He has absorbed, if you will, the dreams of his father. So I thought this was an interesting topic to be able to convert into a movie, although I didn't quite know how that would be done. As it turns out, a movie is a journey, and I would have to go to Hawaii and Indonesia, Kenya, and kind of track down, almost physically, the Obama story. But once I got the idea, I realized that, I'm not on the left. I'm not like Michael Moore. I can't go marching into a studio and, collect $10 million and say, okay, I'm going to make a movie now. So on our side, you've got to sort of build it out from the ground up. And that means that you have to come up with the idea. The idea is really important, because if you have an idea that is narrow, that can't pull people into the theater, it's just not going to work. Even if you do all the other steps, it's not going to work. The other thing to remember, I think, with regard to films is that films are an entertainment. People don't go to the movies to get messaging, or they go to the movies in order to have a good time. And so films, if they are entertaining, can in fact contain a lot of messaging, and people don't mind. But if they're not entertaining, then people basically don't want to watch them. So let's remember the entertaining aspect of a film. I realized the second thing I would need to do is some legal paperwork to kind of set up a company, set up an LLC, a limited liability company, that would be the vehicle for making the film. That process is a little expensive, and but it's necessary, because you can't get investors. Investors need to put money into something. They're not going to write a check to you, so they're going to put money into this LLC. And the way I've sold my investors is I came up with a concept that's worked very well for all my films. I call it recycled philanthropy. Essentially, I would say to my investors, or potential investors, if you give me money, if you give me $1, what I will do is work really hard in the market to get that $1 back to you. I'd like to get you more than the $1 you gave me. I'd like to give you $2 back, but at the very least, I'm going to work to give you the $1 that you gave me back. So basically, so you can turn around and give it to me again, so I can use that for my next film. But the advantage of this from the investor's point of view is that many of these guys are always being hit up for money, and they feel like, I give money here, I give money there, and then these same groups come back for more money next year. But what Dinesh is asking me is to give money one time, and then he will make it back, so I can then give him the same money, and my money will really go much further. The next phase is the creative phase. We have a small team, 5 or 6 people, and but they're good people. They're really good with music. They're really good with cinematography. So we're able to make a good movie. And then the final aspect of it is the marketing of it. Now, there are many people who do steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. They have the idea, they do the legal, they get the money, they're creative, but they have no marketing reach, and even if they did, they wouldn't know how to market a movie. So that's a critical part, because that's really how you're able to make these projects viable. You're able to take in revenue that corresponds with what you've spent, not only on making, but on marketing the movie. You're able to keep your investors happy. You're able to keep doing it again. I would say that filmmaking in the aggregate requires creative and entrepreneurial skills. I didn't have all of those when I got started, so I've had to learn them along the way. But if you can learn them and put them to work, you can make and sell a good movie.